My wife of 11 years left me for another man and wants to take my children away. I've started writing this 1,000 times over the last few weeks. I always ends up pages and pages of my life story. A goddamn autobiography. You don't need to know my life story. You probably couldn't care less. What I need to say is this. I was the best fucking husband and father I knew how to be, and I will never apologize or regret it. It happened 12 days ago. She came in late again from God knows where. Just another day where I had to take care of the house and my two little girls. I've gotten used to it over the last year. I finally got up the nerve to ask her. I asked her for the most simple thing I could think of. A truth. Any truth. She told me she was now involved with someone. Someone who was her best friend for about 10 months. She said it's just started. I knew that was a lie, but it didn't matter. What she wanted was for me to give up my two little girls. Let them live with her and her new fiancé. Yeah, they announced their engagement 3 days after breaking the news to me. She wants to take her kids and toys and find greener pastures. According to her, it ain't cheating because we've been separated for the last 6 months. She decided to start sleeping in the living room for no reason given. What she doesn't realize is that she awoken something in me over the last year, leaving me alone to raise our children, maintain the house, and pay the bills. She awoke in a damn good father. I've always been a provider, someone who went the extra mile to make sure there was food on the table and a brighter future ahead. But working 2 jobs and going to school left little chance for fatherhood. I have that now. Whatever gods maybe I have, that now I am never giving that up. I have 2 of the smartest, sweetest girls, and they deserve the best. They deserve every chance to reach for the stars and be the best people they can be. I can't even express how much better they are than me. Those 2 want my girls. They want to bring them into their reality. A reality where they are true and virtuous and somehow not lying pieces of filth. That reality would warp my girls. The reality would ruin them. Over my dead body. I don't have the words to express my resolve, to guarantee them a future where they can live a life of morality and a good over evil and love. I would drag those 2 friends to the depths of hell with me with a goddamn smile on my face. The paperwork has been signed and filed. As a father, I don't think I have much of a chance, but I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't try to my last breath. My head tells me that I'll be better off. My head tells me that I have done nothing wrong and do not deserve this. My head knows that I've done everything humanly possible, including going to marriage counseling sessions alone, as she didn't want to go, in order to find out what I was doing wrong. Everyone around me tells me the same thing. I wish my heart would fucking listen. I don't want her back by any means. Somehow, the person I've given everything to has turned into a twisted and a vile creature who has no remorse or soul. I'm past that. I think what is left is a twisted spring of pure anger and hate in my chest. Most of the day I am fine. Most of the day I am goddamn optimistic. Every once in a while, usually in the evening, that spring twists a little to let me know that it is there. I know that spring is near breaking and I am terrified of what will happen if it does. I've been focusing on nothing but my 2 little girls for a while now. Tomorrow, I start counseling sessions. I need to get better. I know it is early in the process, but I have to find a way to move on and forgive. She didn't want to be here. Fine. He didn't steal anything from me worth anything. She thinks that I would find someone else. She has always seen me as a pushover since I rarely cared about the little things. I always went with the flow. I'm overweight. I've been overweight my whole life. But the last year has really given me a sense of purpose, a reason to fight my past self for my future. I know I will find love out there again. I will be strong and beautiful. But first, I must become the changes I wish to see in the world. I will become healthy. My inner beauty will finally radiate outwards for all to see. I am a good and just person. I am witty and smart. I have a heart brimming with love. I'm just a little broken right now. I will be better off without her, as long as I have my little girls. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Sorry for the long-winded post. I went from an autobiography to a sub-story. But hey, I got it off my chest.
As a father, I don't think I have much of a chance actually. You have more of a chance that you think. If you have been the primary caregiver the last 6 months and she's been fucking off to God knows where, any competent lawyer will take that shit and run with it. You must persevere. If not for you, and don't think you don't deserve it. Do it for your girls. Even if somehow they were to end up in their mother's custody, you stay close to those girls and be the father they deserve. Jesus, man. Heart goes out to you. As a person who was in a similar spot 4 years ago, mind if I share some things I picked up? First, the key to the thing is to manage your expectations as far as the court goes. Make sure you have a good lawyer and accept the court process for what it is. Not sure if you're in a no-fault divorce state or not, but don't walk in expecting justice. The divorce part of it is just there to decide equitable splits of assets. Most of the time the question of who cheated on who doesn't enter into it. The custody portion is tougher. The judge only cares about the best interest of the children. End result is that there's no way to predict how it's going to end. The big challenge is to control your emotions. I know you look at her and you want to yell. You want to say things to make her feel as bad as you feel. You want a deserved revenge. Don't do this. Your goal has to be to make this as smooth a process as possible. Stall for time when you can, keep emotions as cool as possible, never lose your temper and keep smiling as much as you can. Document everything. Go over as much time as you can recall and document the nights where you watched the children. Know your children's teachers' names, the names of the doctors, etc. Show that you're acting as the primary caregiver. I'm sure your lawyer will tell you this right. Except that divorce is not the end of your relationship with your wife. In some ways it's just the beginning. Because children are involved, you're going to have to deal with her on a very regular schedule for years and years to come. It helps to view her as a co-worker. You might find them annoying, you might hate being around them, but they're your co-worker, and you need them on the project. How well your children adjust is directly related to how well the two of you can work together as co-parents. Curse her name and kick the wall when nobody can see, but always be civil and polite to her face, and never say anything bad about her to your kids. Remember that everything you do or say can and will be used against you. Your closest friend. Hell, he might say something to his wife who will tell your wife. You say something nasty, she gets upset, and all of a sudden the court proceedings get a little messier. Avoid social media if you can. Finally, remember that life goes on. It's going to get pretty dark, but how you deal with your shit today will determine how good a life you lead tomorrow. Living well is the only revenge that matters. Years after my divorce, and I'm a happier man for it. I now get along pretty well with the ex. I'm a happy guy. My son lives with me about 4 or 5 days out of the week, yet I still have to pay child support. Thanks court system. And he adjusted after the initial rough spell. Hit the gym, cut back on the drinks, and enjoy your newfound freedom. Oh, and you'll be surprised how much easier dating is as an older man. She doesn't deserve them. You were there with them when she was out with who knows. You were the provider. You are the father they needed and the father they have. Don't let her take that away from them. They deserve a father like you, and you deserve them. I'm sorry this has happened, but they're your children too, and you have an obligation. It seems like you did all you could, no questions. Your wife has taken that for granted, but your kids haven't. I am a single father who won custody of his son in the divorce. It can be done. Find a good lawyer. No matter what happens between now and the end of the proceedings, stay cool, calm, and collected. Do not let your wife see you angry or do anything that would give her ammo against you. Make logs of everything. Write down how much time you have been spending with the kids now. Write down every conversation you have with her. You can do it.